Oh, I have to record this over because when I recorded, it was the wrong way. It was recording over there instead of over here.
I gave you my heart.
Growing up black, my neck hurt. I'm not sure my neck is hurting because of my hair or is because I can't turn my head the way I want to turn my head sometimes when I'm sleeping because my hair be in the way. Because it's not heavy. I'm getting distracted. But yeah. Alright. This doors keep on scaring me because I got this window wide open and it keeps on scaring me because it keeps moving. But yeah, I want to talk about growing up black and, you know, having adults look at little kids as being too grown or too fresh or whatever the case might be, and pointing out their mishaps and pointing out things that's wrong with them, and they didn't even know what was wrong with them, like, for real. So when I was growing up, okay, I would kind of like, my personality is big as hell, and then I'm just kind of like, I was like really outspoken to where if you have a conversation with me, I will have a conversation back and I will tell you how I think and I will tell you what it is and whatever. But it was innocent to me because I'm not being, whatever the case may be, I'm not being grown or whatever. I would just, if you have a conversation with me, I would respond, and then people would get mad about how I respond because they would feel that my personality shouldn't be that big. They would feel that I shouldn't go like this. They feel that I shouldn't cross my legs when I talk and be like, because that's how I was when I was younger. I was so completely too so much girly to where it's like, yeah, and you know, that's what I do, da da da. And then they would just be like, yo, she's too fresh, she's too, you know, grown for her age and stuff. And I was just put a mental toll on me because I did not think I was doing anything wrong. I thought I was just being myself. And it was a problem for every adult. It was a problem for me to be sassy. And I wouldn't feel like that I was being disrespectful because I was just being me. Like I wasn't even being like, I wouldn't come off crazy until someone was yelling at me or somebody was kind of like cursing at me or somebody was kind of, I don't know, if I felt like my family was being disrespected, then I would kind of defend my family, being a 7-year-old, a 10-year-old or whatever, 8-year-old. If I feel like you're an old adult and you're trying to, you know, disrespect my family, I would kind of try to protect them. I know it's like a little ass kid, like trying to be protective, but I feel like it was a different way to have a conversation with me than trying to beat me down to where it's like, what you're doing is too grown, too fresh, to this. And honestly, it would make no sense to me because you would have adults talking about the individual, and then the individual will come around, and then I'm just like, you know, trying to be protective or whatever. And I just feel like when I was younger and I had like friends or whatever, their moms would be like, oh yeah, she's too fresh, she's too grown, I want my kid to be around her. And it's like, as we grew up, your kid had a kid and I didn't have no kids. I still got no kids. But your kid got older or whatever, being 16, 17, whatever the case might be, at a young age, had a kid before they even had a job. Had a kid before they even figure out what the hell they wanted to do in life and career goals. Had a kid before they can get anything, before they can get out their mama's house. Had a kid before they got anything popping for themselves, and they got a kid. But I was the fresh one, I was the grown one, I was the one that everybody needs to keep their daughters in, whatever the case might be, away from because she too fresh, she too grown, she gonna have everybody go in the wrong direction, when I was kind of not trying to get anybody in the wrong direction. I had goals at a very young age. I knew what I wanted to do. If you would have asked me, oh, what do you want to do, Ebony, I would tell you what I want to do, how I want to do it, and classes that I want to take, and things that I want to do, and how I want to, how I wanted to go about my life. Like, I already knew what I wanted to do at a very young age. And I personally didn't string anybody in the wrong direction. It got to a point where I had friends that I was trying to stay in the right direction. I never was trying to do anything crazy to them. And they put me in situations to where they was being the fucking bad influence to me. And it was like, whoo, this is mad ironic, because your grandfather or your mother or whatever the case might be, but in this case it's somebody's grandfather, your grandfather think I'm the bad influence and think, don't want you to be around me, and look where you got me at. Look where you got me at. And that's a whole story time in itself. But look where you got me at. I'm in a place where you're a flipping bad influence to me, but your grandfather is so concerned about me being your bad influence with you because he thinks that I'm this and I'm that, when he should be looking at your ass, because you don't want us sneaky, you don't want us fast, you don't want who's out here wilding and twickety twirling. I'm not. Okay? You don't want us hoeing. I ain't hoeing. Okay? I ain't showing out. I ain't wilding. Nobody got no videos. Nobody got, and if you do got videos, that's whatever it is, that's your life. But I'm just saying, the principle is, the moral of the story is, I feel like growing up black and black people in general, just to stop nitpicking on the kids and saying, no, yeah, you too fat, or you too this, or you too girly, or you too this. Because I feel like if you bring so much attention to that, then it's like, now they overthinking that they look fat or something. Now they overthinking that they doing this. Now they overthinking. Now you got my fudge balls people that's overthinking, because I'm an overthinker. Like, I overthink, but I still do stuff. Like, I don't procrastinate to where it's like I think and don't do nothing. But I do overthink. Like, I overthink everything. Like, I overthink the overthought. Like, I overthink the overthought, the overthink to the overthought to the overthink. Like, hello. I just over flip and think. And I just feel like I overthink just because people was chastising me so much when I was younger, to where it's like, oh yeah, you're too fresh, you too grown, you too this. I don't want my kid hanging out with you. I don't want my... When your kid was wilding, your kid was dead ass wilding for real. And your kid got a kid now, and I don't got kids. So who was really the bad influence? And now I'm not even around your kid, so you can know that it was dead ass not me, bro. For real. It was dead ass not me. It was dead ass your kid, bro. And I just happened to just be your kid's friend. And I was dead ass not steering nobody's child in the wrong direction. But people are so quick, the black community, melanin people, period. I just feel like the black community, if you live in a black community, you grew up, around black people, y'all on the same type of time, especially y'all old people, y'all dead on the same type of timing, to where it's kind of like, oh yeah, she's too fresh, she's too grown, she's too this, she's too that, she's just that, blah, 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 blah. To where it's like, now you just overthink everything. Now you don't even want to go outside and hang out with none of y'all, because everything is a problem. You flipping being yourself, me being myself, was such a big ass issue. Such a big ass issue, because every little thing, I swear for God, every little thing that I did was a dead ass issue. Like, it was a problem. To this day, sometimes it's kind of like, oh, you can have a conversation with elderly people, and they would, have a conversation. They would start up a conversation with you, right? And then you having this conversation with this elderly, and then they're talking about a topic, and then it's like, okay, then they ask you, okay, what's your input? Or you just like, okay, my input is this, and then you say your input, and then they get tight, like they get mad, to like, oh, I don't want you, why you talking to me like that, like you informing me, you shouldn't be informing me, I'm informing you. And it's like, what is you talking about? So now you can't learn nothing from me I only gotta learn something from you because you old. What type of retardedness, psychopath, what is going on? To where now you feel like nobody that's younger than you can't tell you anything, can give you information. You want to feel like as though you the teacher and you teaching, young people, and young people have no right to say anything or to speak English or whatever the case might be. And then when you want some type of time to where it's like, I don't even want to talk to y'all because y'all want to be like, oh, stay in a child's place. I'm dead not even a child, but I'm not even about to even talk to y'all because y'all too old so y'all can stay in y'all old place, right? Okay, so I ain't be saying nothing. Then it's like, oh, why you don't talk to people? Why you don't want... What is it? It's either this or it's either that. It's either this or it's either that. Because what? It's either this or it's either that. Because it's either this or it's either that. Because what you talking about? What you talking about? You can't tell me like what I'm saying to you. You don't want to hear it because it's information, and you feel like you don't want to be talked as like you gain, like I'm talking to you as I'm giving you, like I'm a teacher, like I'm telling you something. You don't want to feel like that you're learning something from it. Yeah, you don't want to feel like that, but you like that shit is dumb. It's dead ass dumb, and it's dead ass confusing. And I just feel like growing up black is dead ass hard because I don't feel like, from what I'm seeing, I personally don't see no white people telling no little Sallies and stuff, oh yeah, you can't tell me information even if they don't know something. If they're a little teenager or whatever and knows some information that they don't know, they don't just chastise like, you can't tell me nothing or whatever. I don't feel like they do that. I haven't seen it. Maybe because I'm not white, so that's probably the real reason. But I just feel like in a black community, it's that's an issue. Like, you should not feel some type of way just because somebody that's younger than you was telling you something that you don't know. It's a new ass world. Y'all don't know half of the stuff y'all even buy. Like, you don't even know how to, sometimes, to work your phone. Like, but you want to feel like, oh, you know everything and you on the top of the world and nobody can't tell you nothing. And what type of... That's so egotistic. It's so egotistic and so annoying, and it's so annoying, and it's so annoying. It's mentally beating kids up. It's mentally beating your kid up. It's mentally abusive. It's mentally abusive. It's definitely mentally abusive, to where people have to grow up always having somebody nitpick at them, to where now we in a day and age where we got Instagram or whatever, and then we're wondering why people are overthinking and they want to take things out. They want to take things down because they don't get a lot of likes. They've been in a flipping world to where you didn't even install that confidence in them to, like, all right, they was not in an environment. If you put them in an environment to where you're not nitpicking and everything that they do, when they get to this certain age, they would just do stuff and not care. Because nobody was nitpicking. So when they get to a point where new people are nitpicking, and then and they come to you like mom, or grandpa, whatever, somebody's nitpicking at me, you could just be like, whatever, who cares what they gotta say? And then they don't care. Excuse the people in the back of the round. They was back there 12 to the flipping end. Like, just excuse that. Okay? All right, back. But a world be a little bit better. It'd be a little bit better. But if they grown up in a household where everybody was nitpicking and they feel like, oh, everything that they do was too grown or too this, and they can't say this because they got to stay in a child's place. And I understand that you're trying to keep levels and you don't want your kids to come at you crazy sometimes. But sometimes you need to listen to your kid and don't tell them, oh yeah, whatever however you feel, you too young to be stressed out, or you too young to what are you talking about? How am I too young to have feelings? So I can't be stressed out because I'm younger than you? That don't make no sense. It doesn't make no sense. And they up here laughing hella loud. Like, what are you guys laughing so loud for? They laughing hella loud. They laughing mad loud. But yeah, it's kind of like the thing is so mentally abusive, because it's like you too young to do this, you too young to feel like this, you too young. What in the world is you talking about? Because what if I have emotions, if I feel stressed, whether I'm fucking 3 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, take my feelings into consideration. And then y'all wonder why people was doing suicide. Y'all wonder why people was just wilding out. Y'all wonder why people got drugged up. Y'all wondering why people are going to different substance to numb their self, because they was, every time that they have feelings, you making them seem like they should not have feelings, especially kids' sons is all messed up, jacked up. That's why I want to be bothered with them. They jacked up. You know why? Just told you. And I just feel like, as us growing up and we being the elders one day, we should not, please don't make that trendy to where we continuously, chastising, nitpicking on our grandkids and kids, and telling them they too grown. Because sometimes you just gotta spend time, find another way to have find another way to talk to little kids, and stop telling them they doing this and this is wrong and that's wrong and that's wrong, when all they doing is just trying to live life. Because I know when I was younger, I just wanted to be free. Like, I just wanted to be free. And I didn't want people to make me seem like I'm doing something wrong, even when I'm trying to do something right. Because my heart was so pure. My heart is still pure. And I'm just like, I just want to do everything right. I have a pure heart. And then growing up, it's like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, that's bad, that's fresh, that's too grown, this whatever, the blah, 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 this. And it's like, everything is too gay, to this, to that, that's gay, this is too that, that's too this, to... Stop it. Okay? Stop it. Y'all need to stop it. And we ain't gonna be able to change the elderly, because they too stuck in their ways, and they think what they doing is right, and it's wrongs. It's wrongs to me. Okay? Because it didn't do nothing to help me. It just made me even more mad, and it just made mental illness develop. Okay? So we got anxiety, depression, all this different types of stuff, because people constantly trying to boom, 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 pop, 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 pop you. Okay? And it ain't it. It ain't it, for real. So that's all I want to say. And until next time, America, or wherever you are existing at this point in life. Bye. Hey, thanks for watching. Subscribe and click the bell so you can be notified.